everyone, and welcome to 2E 101. I'm Kristen, your host, and today we are so fortunate to be speaking with Dr. Susan Baum. Dr. Baum is the author of To Be Gifted and Learning Disabled, and she is the chancellor of Bridget's Graduate School of Cognitive Diversity in Education. Susan, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for asking me.
So we know that twice exceptional or 2E students tend to have amazing gifts and at the same time, challenges that can create unique vulnerabilities. Susan, could you share with us what are some of the vulnerabilities of 2E learners?
Okay. And so these kids are very sensitive. And one of the vulnerabilities is when you say to them, as long as you've tried your best. And that doesn't work well. That really says to them, because they're so sensitive and bright, maybe my best just isn't good enough. Or we say to these kids, you need to finish your work before you can work on your Lego creation or before you can design a new game on the computer. And what they're hearing, I never can do what I'm good at. It's just a reward for what I'm bad at. The vulnerability of that child makes the old thing that we call the Premack principle, which means always do the less preferred task before the preferred one. And for our kids, that might be absolutely the worst thing, because they need to get ready to work. They need to get their minds around what they're doing. They need to step out of that anxiety zone. And the only way to do that is to let them get engaged in something that they feel an affinity for, that they're good at, that they can get into flow. And so for me, we need to sometimes let them start the day with something they love, and it gets them in the mood for learning. And then another simple vulnerability people don't even think about is when these little young ones have to sit in circle time. A bright, hyperactive little one cannot sit in circle time. Crisscross applesauce is torture. And so when we say to sit that way, or we ask a child on the spectrum to look me in the eye, we are using up all their brain energy. They can't listen, they can't learn if in fact they're trying so hard to make those bodies sit still or to make their eyes look at someone else. And no one realizes those simple commands put our kids at such great risk. I can go on and on about these vulnerabilities, but really what I want to say is what may not bother anybody else, or if you're not neurodiverse, you would never understand trying to make these kids do things the normal way is critically harmful for them.
This is such valuable insight and so true. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here.
Well, if you just go away remembering these kids are sensitive, think about how it feels from their perspective.
That'll make all the difference. Friends, I highly recommend the latest edition of Susan's seminal work, To Be Gifted and Learning Disabled. So please check it out. And if you have a question for Ask an Expert, you can always send it to me, Kristen, right here at 2E101 at flexschool.net. Thanks for watching.